How do you know if you have a sellable business? And if you do have a sellable business, what are the odds that your business will actually sell when you put it on the market? There are three things you can ask yourself to know if you have a sellable business. The first one is the business financially attractive? For this exercise, you need to put your buyer hat on. You don't want to look at it through your lens because to you it is attractive. You probably started it, grew it from infancy into adolescence, and now you've helped it to mature. To you, it's very attractive, but is it attractive to a buyer? And what do buyers look for? Buyers are looking for steady revenue. They don't want to see revenue that's declining. They actually would like to see growth year over year. They want to see historical data on revenue that is verifiable so that they can look at the past to be able to predict the future and know what they can expect when they take over that business. The reason for that is they're buying a business and they want it to be profitable and have good revenue. But the reason for that is that however however the business is acting for you, meaning you have your top line revenue and your sales all the way down to your profitability, it's going to act slightly differently for a buyer because they're going to put debt on the business. They're going to borrow money. They're going to have to service that debt. They're going to have to make payments. So they can't have thin margins. They need room to be able to pay the bills, pay the payroll, pay themselves a decent wage for the work that they're going to be doing in that business, a decent salary. And then they're also going to have to be able to pay the debt. And the cost of capital is high at the moment. So the more profitable your business is, the more attractive you're going to be to a buyer. And you really have to look at it from that perspective so that you can get yourself in the best position to be able to actually sell the business. The next question that you want to ask yourself is, can it operate without you? Small business owners tend to be a little over optimistic on that one. Yes, I can be away. And while that's true, we're talking about, can it actually operate without you? If we took you out for 2 months and put you on a Caribbean island somewhere, is the business going to be okay? That's going to happen when you sell the business. And that's how the buyer's going to be looking at it. They're not saying you're away for a week and then the employees can get by and you come back and fix things or oversee things. You're actually going to be leaving. And if the business can't operate without you, you're going to want to work towards that because you have one or two choices. You either position yourself where you have a business that operates without you, meaning you've got some systems, some procedures, the right people in place, or when it comes time to sell your business, a buyer is going to want you to stay on for an extended period of time. So if you're thinking of exiting the business, receiving money to do something else, and then they want you to stay for 2 years, that defeats the purpose. So you may as well do the work and set up your operations so that it can actually operate without you. The next thing that a buyer is going to look at is, what's your unique selling proposition? What's your USP in the marketplace? And most business owners know their strengths, but I think they don't know how they actually stack up against their competitors, because we obviously think that we're better than the competition. It's our business. Like I said before, it's your baby. What's your unique selling proposition in the market? Being able to communicate that to your buyer is really important because that's what they're going to be taking over. A lot of small business owners don't. They've built businesses on word of mouth, especially a lot of baby boomer businesses. And that's great. There's nothing wrong with it. But having that clear messaging is going to allow a next generation buyer to come in and actually market the business. Here's a pro tip for you. Your unique position in the market isn't in the future, it's in the present. So you cannot say to a buyer, if you put X amount of money into this business and you do this and this for marketing, the business will be worth so much more. That's not unique. Everybody says that, and that's not something a buyer is going to pay for. Those three things, if you focus on those, that's a great place to start to see if your business is sellable. I would be brutally honest with myself. I would sit down and look at my business, maybe get the input of an advisor. Maybe you have an accountant or somebody in your family works in the business. If you can have somebody else give you an objective opinion as well, that might be helpful. So, why are these three things so important? I'm going to give you some statistics. I wrote a LinkedIn article today, and it's pretty shocking. Only about 20% of businesses that go on the market actually sell. So that means a whopping 80% of the businesses that go on the market for sale do not sell. And the reason for that is really not that much different than what I've just explained to you. I did some research. I don't just have it on another screen here, but I looked to see, okay, that's the number, right? Only 20% of the businesses sell. Is that just recently since COVID, or is that historically? How did that look 10 years ago? How did that look 20 years ago? Here's what I found. Over the last 10 years, it was the same. The statistics haven't changed much. They just have recently upticked because in COVID, we had business sales that were being cancelled because businesses were closed. So businesses were coming off the market. This is quite similar. Reasons for businesses not selling, industry specifics, financing challenges. I mentioned that when interest rates are high, the cost of capital is high. And so it does make it harder for somebody to service the debt with the cash flow that's available. So yeah, over the last 10 to 20 years, those have been the stats. So I think if you're going to be selling your business, you've got to do some work to get yourself in that 20%. Don't let somebody list your business. Full disclosure, I'm a business broker. Don't let somebody just list your business and leave it sitting on the internet. 80% of businesses that go on the market for sale do not sell. When you speak to somebody, make sure that you are looking at your business honestly, and make sure that you don't just list your business and cross your fingers and hope for the best. Hope this helps.